Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I already have my wig head ready, and I'm just going to take about 1/5 of an inch and separate that from the rest of the frontal, because I do not want my frontal to become thin throughout this process, and it's very easy to do if you aren't paying attention to how much hair you're actually using. So I like to start by plucking a section, skipping a section, plucking that section, and then skipping a section. And this just helps you to control the density of your frontal a lot better, I found, and not have bald spots and not have spots where it seems like the hair is just uneven. And just make sure you guys set aside enough time to really go through this. Sometimes I'll do this throughout the week depending on when my client needs his or her wig ready, etc., etc. Just because plucking your frontal can take time, anywhere from 1 to 3 hours. So just make sure you take your time, because you do not want to over pluck your frontal, because it's over once you do that. So now I'm just taking my comb and starting from the root to comb out any hairs that did not fall out throughout the plucking process. And then I just take that flat back and follow that same pluck, skip, skip method throughout the front hairline, because you really want to make sure your front hairline is not rounded out or squared off, because that's like a telltale sign that you have on a frontal and that it's not your natural hair. So just take your time going through these steps until you're happy with the density that you have. So just after about 30 minutes of plucking, this is how much hair I have just from this one side of my frontal. So I just wanted to zoom in so you guys could see. This is what it actually looks like when you're pulling the hairs from the lace. The entire strand should come out the lace from the root, but sometimes you do end up breaking hairs instead of actually pulling out the entire hair. So it's important to take your time and make sure you have really, really good tweezers so that you can go in and make sure each hair is pulled from the root. If not, your frontal are going to have these little black marks that's going to make it more noticeable when you're trying to glue your frontal down to your skin so that it melts into your hairline. So make sure you do not skip this step. Make sure you go over your hairline to make sure you have all of your edges plucked out to perfection and that you don't have any broken hairs. And as you guys can see, the natural hairline really is starting to form at this point. It looks more natural, more rugged, like a natural hairline. Then once more, I'm just pulling down that same flap of hair and just going into my part and just going over and using the skip, pluck method again so that I can make sure that my frontal has the density that I want. Take your time when plucking your frontal because you don't want to over pluck. You don't want to try to rush through it and then get bald spots, because once your frontal is bald, baby girl, I promise you, you can never use that certain section to part your frontal, and you don't want to have to add in makeup and etc. So this is what I do. I go back and forth until I'm happy with the density. So just make sure you take your time, especially if it's your first time. And so this is what my frontal looks like after about an hour, maybe hour and a half of plucking. And as I put my fingers through it, you can see how natural it looks. It doesn't look super thick anymore, and that's what you want. Nothing too thin, just a perfect natural density. So thank you guys so much for watching this tutorial. I hope that it was helpful, and I will see you guys in the next video.